Hey guys, McPhee here with Top 10 Nerd. You guys wanted more Dragon Ball Z facts and I'm here to provide you with some. Hopefully I can surprise you with at least one of these. Be sure to let me know if you'd like a part 3 or if there are any other animes you'd like us to cover. With no further ado, here are my top 10 surprising facts about Dragon Ball Z Part 2. Number 10. Now, in my last Dragon Ball Z video, there were some complaints from the more knowledgeable viewers that they knew all the facts. Now, I take my surprising facts seriously, so I want to make sure that you learned something today. Do you know what contribution Jeremy Carlisle made to Dragon Ball Z? He was a script supervisor for one episode in 1996. Duh! Nailed it. Number 9. Ever wonder what happened to Launch? She was all over Dragon Ball, changing between her good and evil form every time she sneezed. Basically the Dragon Ball version of Monster by Mistake. God, remember Monster by Mistake? Memories. Anyway, you may have noticed Launch was strangely missing from Dragon Ball Z. And the reason for it is ridiculously simple. The creator Akira Toriyama forgot she existed. I mean, that'll do it, I guess, but how can you forget such a unique character? And why couldn't he forget about Yamcha? Number 8. Speaking of forgetting, I'm sure you know that Gohan, a hybrid of Saiyan and human, was born with a tail that allowed him to turn into a giant monkey on the full moon. Yes, it's a monkey, not an ape. Monkeys have tails and apes don't. Look at that, I'm teaching biology now. Anyway, yeah, Gohan had a tail, but the other hybrids like Trunks and Goten weren't born with tails. Why? Well, Toriyama claims that the tail is simply linked to a recessive gene, but we all know the truth. You forgot again, didn't you? Didn't you? Oh, you guy. Number 7. Sonny Strait, the voice of Krillin, also played the voice of Bardock. This is pretty unexpected since Bardock is pretty darn manly and Krillin is about as close to the opposite as you can get. Strait doesn't get too many chances to show his range in Dragon Ball Z, but it's pretty cool that he can play such contrasting characters. Why is contrasting sound weird? Number 6. When Dragon Ball Z was first translated into English in 1996, it wasn't very popular, with pretty atrocious ratings. It looked like the English version just wasn't to be. But when Pokemon came out in '98, suddenly American audiences were clamoring for more anime, and shows like Dragon Ball Z, Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Were given a chance to thrive. So Pokemon basically saved Dragon Ball Z. Thanks, Pokemon. Number 5. As you may know, Chi-Chi really doesn't like it when the guys go Super Saiyan, calling them delinquents. This is actually an inside joke to do with Japanese culture, because a common form of rebellion in teenagers is to dye their hair blonde. So it isn't the risks they're taking or the fighting that she approves of, it's the hair. And frankly, I agree, dark hair is where it's at. Number 4. There are over 25 different types of Kamehameha. Although the method is fairly similar for most, by concentrating ki into your hands and shooting a beam of energy, these vary depending on the character using it and the situation. It's pretty cool that so many people have different takes on the same idea, and it makes for some sweet fights. Number 3. Krillin was introduced because people thought Goku was bland. This kinda makes sense. As cool as it is to be on the quest to kick butt and take names, you really need someone to keep the tone on the lighter side. Goku's kinda the most boring character in the series. What's he gonna do? Oh, the right thing again. Swell. Anyway, it was clearly a good choice to put Krillin in. I think he filled the hole perfectly. Oh god, phrasing. Number 2. Kid Buu was the only character in Dragon Ball Z to be killed by the Spirit Bomb. Even though it was used quite often in the series, Spirit Bomb never actually defeated its enemies in most cases. You'd think a huge ball that disintegrates enemies would have done its job a bit better. Number 1. The Dragon Ball gang has been in commercials for random products in Japan. Gohan, Krillin, and Oolong were in an eye drop commercial where Gohan got chlorine in his eye and needed eye drops. Because huge explosions are no big deal for him, but chlorine in the eyes is simply unacceptable. An even better commercial stars Frieza and his goons as they dance to Michael Jackson's Thriller to advertise Kieran Met's grape drink. Yes, it is beautiful. That's it for today. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more videos. Any Dragon Ball characters you'd like to have spotlighted? Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, I'm McPhee with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.